Hi everybody. I'm going to get you a chance to get logged in and we will share this over to the creative group. Let's see. I spent the day on phone calls with customer service. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad that I don't give customer service like sometimes we get, you know what I'm saying. I think that the age of customer service for some organizations might be dead. I'm going to tell you, for stamping, it's not. If I treated my customers like that, oh my gosh, I wouldn't have any. But, so coming off of that, and I have a runny eye. I'm not crying, I swear. I wanted to let you know that a couple of weeks ago, Stampin' Up! Announced that Whisper White was going away. And I got a lot of questions about it. So I thought that I might say something. Hey, Jerry. Jerry, I was looking at your numbers. My friend Jerry has been on my team. It'll be 10 years in July. Well, I'm excited that you're here too, Laura. So we'll get to celebrate Jerry for 10 years this coming July. Maybe we'll be able to do it all together. Who knows? So Stampin' Up! Announced that Gasp, Whisper White, was going away. And they told leaders that the company that manufactures Whisper White for Stampin' Up! Was unfortunately going under because of the pandemic. They just went out of business. They didn't give us any warning. And Stampin' Up! Came up with a replacement called Basic White. And I've been working with Basic White for a couple of weeks. And I'm going to tell you, there's not much of a difference at all. As far as touch and feel, very similar. The new Basic White is really smooth. I don't know if it's as glossy. Like, that might be the only thing. It might be a tad less glossy. And I will say it's a shade whiter. So it's the color my teeth would be if I didn't drink coffee. It's just the tiniest bit whiter. Like, Whisper White beside it almost looks a little, I don't know the color, maybe a little more yellow. But the Basic White is a wonderful addition to the Stampin' Up! Family. In fact, I'm really excited to get something a little bit whiter because sometimes the Whisper White would come off a little bit less white than, say, a designer paper. And that's the only thing I can say. It's comparable and it's great. And if you need the numbers, just hit me up because I have a whole sheet with all the new numbers. So, getting down to business. After my deal with customer service, I'm yelling at them on the phone and I'm like, you don't understand. I have to be online in 10 minutes and I have at least 15 people that are going to come see me at 3 o'clock, so I need to be there. They didn't care. But it's okay. So when I got off the phone, I pulled up my Berry Blessings, which I haven't cut into. I don't know if it's because the Berry Blessings designer paper and the stamp set comes free with a $100 purchase. And I thought, well, that might be a little expensive for people. You know, I don't know if they'll take the plunge and go for it. But it's so darn pretty, I really wanted to play with it. So even a couple of minutes late, I decided that I would do my normal and that I was going to pull a couple colors of designer paper. And a couple of colors from the designer paper. And then I would just grab the inks that are listed on the back of this designer paper. Hang on, I got to show you this and I don't want to drop it. There's just a few colors here. Check this out. That's the colors in this designer paper. Isn't that crazy? So we can go through them quickly. Holy smokes. It is... yeah, exactly. I think that they should have made the paper available separately as well. But Balmy Blue, Blackberry Bliss, Calypso Coral, Cherry Cobbler, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, Poppy Parade, Rich Raspberry, Shaded Spruce, and Whisper White. That is a lot of colors in a designer paper for my comfort level. Holy smokes. Oh, that's a lot. But what I always do, and what I've always taught people to do if they feel overwhelmed, because too many colors on a card can be really hard, even if it's always in the designer paper. Like this one has a lot of colors in that designer paper. There's raspberry and red and Pacific Point. I mean, I see all kinds of colors in this shade, but like that's a lot of colors for a card. So if I pair it up with something, I'll typically pick 1 or 2 colors and then whatever the neutral is. And for this, if you look at it, I bet you vanilla would even work because of that background. It's like kind of green, kind of yellow, cool, you know? Okay. So I thought that we would start, and this is going to be a true on the fly because I don't have anything on the blocks yet, and I haven't even cut into this paper, not even one little bit. There's also the Sweet Strawberry bundle that you can purchase in the January through June catalog. So this is, I love punch bundles because, I don't know, there's something about a punch that makes it so much easier. I mean, I do big shot work for, you know, 36 people at a time when I list a class. Oh, Pat, I mailed your class early, by the way. Pat is getting this week's love class, and it's not necessarily a romantic love class. It's full of hearts and love, but it's friendship love. And, you know, it's funny, in other languages, they have 3 different words for love. They have love for a spouse or a mate, and then they have love for, God, which is super important. I love God and Jesus. And then they have love for friendship. And there are 3 different distinct words to determine love for each person. And boy, I love my friends. And I had a rough go of it in December. We had a death in the family, and I lost 2 team members in December. And gosh darn it, the card lady didn't get her Christmas cards out. So I think I might send some love cards. And these are my class this week. This folder kills me. The Parisian Flourishes. Oh! And I did all the big shot work and did all the die cutting. And there's a 9-page document that's already done. And I tied the bows. So that when people get the love in the mail, that they can create the cards to send to their friends and tell them how much they love them. And it's a friendship kind of love, which I think should have its own word in English language. But I think that that's an interesting thing about some of the other languages. Anyway, so we have the bundle that's in the catalog, and then the bundle you can get for free when you spend $100, and you do get this paper. And the fact that it's paper that you have to spend $100 to get, I think I've been hoarding it just a little bit. I don't want to be that person that's afraid to cut the paper, but I might be. So then after getting all of those ink pads off the shelf, I thought, oh, heck no, and I picked a color. I just got 1 pack of paper and my new Whisper White and my old Whisper White and my new Basic White, so that I could show you the difference. And I'll show it when the camera's on it. It's almost identical. So let's, you know what? I'm going to flip the camera down, and I'm sorry that I didn't pull the clip down before I got off the phone with customer service and press the button. Oh, customer service. My goodness. Okay. All I can say is if you have the opportunity to give someone good service, always do it because it's the right thing to do, regardless. And when you don't get good service, you'll recognize it and you'll laugh because you'll think of today and me being like, ah! I won't even tell you the story. It's not even worth it. But I'm going to flip my camera down. I'm sorry that I'm jiggly today. I usually have my hand over the camera, but I actually have to put the clip down. Here we go. Too funny. All right, so first thing I think we should do is take a look at these papers. So I'm gonna move my camera, my whole table a little bit. Gotta love technology. Okay. So this is the berry one. It's upside down. So beautiful. And this is the back side. Woo! Got away from me. Ooh, I love that green gingham. So I see the granny apple green and the garden green in this, and even instances of shaded spruce in the darker areas. So my guess is that's a color trio that all fall in the same family. So if I were to make a card and use that color family, I could still stay monochromatic, which is one color, even though there's 3 listed, if that makes sense. So that's cool. That makes it a little less overwhelming. And then this one, yeah, it's outside my comfort zone because it has yellow strawberries. I probably wouldn't use that side. So if you show me something awesome that you made with it and say, no, Selene, you're wrong, show me and I'll post your card because I think that's awesome. But you know what? I have a thing for gingham. So I'd be using this side over that side. And you could even use it with this pattern. How pretty would that be? Okay. So yeah, that one's not my favorite, but that's why they make 2 sides to the paper, right? Okay, so then we have blueberries. And oh my word, I am definitely gonna need to cut into this. Look, it's the same color as my ring. And it's the color I pulled, the Pacific Point. And again, using 2 colors, you could go navy with this. And Deb, you got me. Yes, I have my coffee going. Actually, my husband and I, every day around 3 or 4 o'clock, we have an espresso machine and we started making lattes. And now we even have like a little theme song. When he comes in with the coffee, we go, latte, 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 latte. So goofy. Deborah, it's the whole Kempton family. It's not just me, but that's why I fit so well. So that's so funny. What do you guys see in here? Do you see raspberries or grapes? I mean, stuff to make wine. Ooh, a wine card. That would be a fun card for a girlfriend with a glass of wine on it. Like with the background paper like that. It's so pretty. And then, so, okay. What color is this? My guess is they're saying that that's Flirty Flamingo, but I am totally pulling in the Blushing Bride feel right there. What about you? So that's another color we could add that wasn't on the list for the designer paper. Wow. And again, you could make strawberries with this and the punch from the catalog, which would be pretty awesome because the seeds are already in there. That's kind of fun. All right, so what do we want to play with? Which pattern are we going to go for today? I think, let's see. Oh, look at how pretty these are. Wow. Oh, they're all so beautiful. And, you know, it's funny because the first pattern I picked out that like almost took my breath away, that I wasn't expecting, was this blue one. So I think maybe we'll go with this one. What do you guys think? We'll start with this one, and if you want to play with the different pattern, let me know. But let's start with blueberries. Actually, that's my daughter. She just came in from school, and blueberries are probably her favorite afternoon snack with the cottage cheese. Nothing like the power of suggestion. Hopefully she'll choose a healthy snack after school. Okie doke. All right, so we're gonna go in for the blueberries. I love it. I did have a sketch that I was looking at earlier that I neglected because I am on a design team for a group called Casing Tuesday. And today's case was a catalog, page 48, a catalog sample. And it just had a designer paper layer and an ice cream cone. So we could probably do something with that. and then we'll pull in the Berry Blessings set and make some cards. What do you guys think? So we're gonna need a paper cutter to start. And I don't usually make a card base out of the regular Whisper White. I would normally grab a thick white. So it just so happens I have a couple of card bases made up. So I'll just grab from my stack. I always have a stack of card bases hanging around. When I do classes and there's an extra cutoff, I will always, ooh, that's shimmer white. Oh, that's not exciting or anything. Close enough. So I have a white going one way and a white going the other way. You may notice that I oftentimes trade between like opening a card this way and opening a card this way. And when I choose to go one way or the other, it's because of the orientation of my card. So, and taking a photograph of it. For example, I made this one today for a swap that I'm in. Chick, 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 chick. Happy birthday. It would be a cute baby card, wouldn't it? Like the chick coming out of the egg. Anyway, I opened this card going this way, and it's much easier to stand on a profile to take a photograph of it if I score it on this side as opposed to making it this way, and then I may not get a clean shot when I go to take a picture straight on. So that's why I have card bases going both ways, depending on which way I have my card going. So I can nix the Whisper White for a minute, and then we can open Pacific Point, or do we want to just cut right into the designer paper? I say we go for it. I think that this is a cute background, and looking at the card that we're trying to case, this was just maybe 5 by 3 3/4. So let's go for it. Move my coffee out of the way. No coffee abuse allowed. 3 3/4. Shout out to Alexis, who nailed her history test yesterday. She got a 98. She was having trouble with a quiz, and she got like a 70, and she was really nervous about her grade because she really takes pride in her grades. She works hard at them, and she got a 98 to bring her grade back up. So I'm happy for her. Okay, so this is 5 by 3 3/4, and if we decide at the end that we want to swap that out for blue, I will totally cut one, because you know anything can happen when you're crafting. And I'm gonna go to grab a sheet of white. Oh, and I promised to show you the difference, right? So this on my paper is Whisper White, and this one is Basic White. Okay, so there's the label of the Basic White. There is almost no difference. Like I said, the Basic White is a tiny bit whiter, and that's it. That's the only difference that I can see. And even with stamping with it, it's been fine. There's no drastic changes to report. So that's good news on the stamping front. What did I do with my trimmer? There it is. It's already happening. I already have too much stuff on my table. Oh, and Jerry, she's in honors Spanish too in high school. And she loves the Spanish language. We have a lot of fun with it. I tell you what, it came in handy when we were in Barcelona. She ordered lunch. Although I like how when you're in Barcelona, they can they put all of the food out, so you can just grunt and point if you don't speak the language. But they definitely appreciate it when you try. They melted over her, which was really cool. Okay, so I went 2 3/4 by 4 on this layer. For those of you that are wondering why I'm having a private conversation with Jerry, she was a Spanish teacher. And so I thought she'd appreciate that. Okay, let's pull in some blocks and pick some stamps. We got blueberries for sure. Oh, look, there's an outline and then sort of an inside. Those are pretty. When I see these, it reminds me of, use the fine tip glue pen to make something shiny like a wine glass. We could do the same thing with the blueberries, I bet. Oh, look, there's a little dragonfly. Oh, no, it's not a dragonfly. Wow, it looked like one to me. Isn't that funny? Looks like a baby dragonfly. I bet you could make it into one. Easy enough. Wow. That's funny. Psych. It fooled me. All right, I'm gonna grab a stamping mat. Hi, Lee. Nice to see you. Hi, Shirley. Oh. Don't mind the mama who brags. I love that. She's such a good kid. I'm a lucky mom. Oh. It's been a while since I opened that up. Oh, and it looks like it's kind of dry. I'm going to look and see if I can get a re-inker, and I'll show you how to re-ink your ink pads. So my Pacific Point is a little neglected here. It looks kind of dry to me. So before I even put ink on this, I'm going to give this a little love. When you have ink sitting in the ink pad, it always ends up being stored upside down. So a lot of times when you come in, the ink is exactly where you want it. But now that I put the ink on, there's like little streaks. So I'm going to move it back and forth. And then when I go to ink up, I'm going to ink up gingerly. And I might even pull in a piece of scrap paper just to test it before I go for the gusto on my cut piece. But I might even still cut that down. All right, so we have 3 different sentiments. You guys get to pick. Tell me what you would like to say. Wishing you the very best. Bountiful blessings. Can we skip that one? Not my favorite. You always have a way of making my day. Money. So how about we'll let you guys vote between very best and making my day. Let me know which one to use, and then we'll get it loaded on a block. I'm waiting. I know there's a little bit of a delay, so try to be patient with me. I'm going to put them both on blocks while I wait. Making my day, making my day. All right, I heard you, so I only have to do one. I took the jump on that. So tell me, do these look like blueberry plants to you? Should I put the big one? Are the big things a leaf? Or would these sit on a, I don't know if they're like, I don't remember blueberries sitting like that. Because I always just go for the blueberry. I mean, like, I pick blueberries. You'd think I'd know what the plant looked like. This is for the grape one, isn't it? You tell me. All right, so you tell me if I'm picking the right leaf. And if not, we'll just figure it out after. And for now, how about if we Night of Navy, and we'll keep it monochromatic. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, because I just inked this up, is I'm gonna walk around my ink pad. And this is Night of Navy. Oh, and look, I can see already that one side could be inked a little bit better. When I go to lay it down against my paper, I can see that the my was a little weird there for a second. So now it should be good to go. Oh, so cool. Tell me about the greenery. Somebody's buzzing me. No, it's for the blueberries. The larger leaves are for the grapes. It's for the blueberries. Okay. I think I got 2 different answers to the same question. There's a place with the by. Yeah, now I don't know. Now I have no idea. You know what? I'm going to look at the catalog and see what they do and see if they can give me a visual clue. Get a clue, Selene. Here we go. When I say I'm on the fly, legit on the fly. I haven't even looked at this set. Let's see. Oh, look. Okay. So they did. They used it with the blueberries, you see? The blueberries, there's a spot for them set up for it. Wow, that's cool. Well, I'm glad I looked. Okay. They did the outline. How about if we do this one? And I do kind of like the idea of stamping it on top. If we hate it, we can always go back and use the other side. So I got Granny Apple Green here because it's the lighter green that I have. And if I wanted to come back and do the outline, I still have Garden Green. But let's see. Oh, I'll go higher. I'm a chicken. I'm not usually afraid to, but I think it might get muddy. Oh, pretty, pretty. All right, this has me wanting to make this the next, it's a 2-stepper. So let's go for it. I think I picked the wrong color for the sentiment. I might have to go back and restamp that, but that's okay. That's how things happen. Oh, that's pretty. All right, well, we'll keep going. I want it to match this guy, but it's coming, right? We can still make that all match. Let's get our blueberries going. I just went for it. And it came out real dark because I just re-inked that and I didn't stamp off. But that's okay. I got Night of Navy here on top of it. And we'll have some really vibrant blueberries. What can I say? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty though. Okay, I like it. But I want to try again. Let me cut another piece. So I'm cutting another piece off that strip that we cut at 4 by 2 3/4. So I think what I'm gonna do this time is I'm gonna go to the lighter blue for the sentiment, and I want to stamp off on something, so I'm gonna pull in that sketch, and whoop. Okay, I just wanted to see it. And it's funny because the M in my doesn't look like it wants to take the ink, but I bet you once I clean it just once, it'll be fine. That happens sometimes. And then again, I just inked this up. So I'll stamp off before I'm getting excited. I'm skipping steps and all sorts of stuff. But what I want to do is I want to make the blueberries less vibrant. So I'm going to stamp off one time. So that was Granny Apple Green, and this is Garden Green. You know, and that's the thing with Stampin'. If you don't get it right the first time, you can stamp off. So I'm gonna stamp on a scrap paper. Here, I got it over here. Stamp off, and then I'm gonna stamp on my plant. I think I'm gonna like this color better. Oh yeah. And my blueberry got caught up in my leaf just a little because I jumped the gun, but that's okay. We're just gonna go for it. And you know what? Sometimes you get that little green spot on your blueberries anyway. Don't eat those, by the way. They get a little bitter. Oh, it is so pretty. And you know, I like this. I'd love to see like a little splatter, but I'm not getting that. So let's see if there's anything in here. Nope, I don't see any splatter here either. So we're gonna make splatter. I got Wink of Stella. I got Pacific Point. I have a plastic bag out of the trash. And I have re-inker. Ready? So I'm gonna grab a little bit of my Wink of Stella and drop it on a plastic bag and pull in some ink. And I want to splatter. In theory. You gotta pick up enough to do it. Let's see. And I'm gonna let it dry. So just like that, and off to the side. Can you see it? So cool. Makes me want to splatter the rest of it. Here, I'll do this one too, even though I'm probably not going to keep this one. Smush, smush, smush. Makes me wish I had a lot of things to splatter, but I don't. I love that. Come on. Flick, flick, flick. There we go. Oh, see? You know, I like it better with the splat on it. That's what it needed. Okay. So then we got to clean the brush because I don't want to take that blue into something else if I want a watercolor with a different color and Wink of Stella. So I'll just come off. Here's my scrap paper and we can get it off on this. So you just squeeze the brush to clean it. And yeah, more Wink of Stella will come out, but it is my favorite thing and I have about 5 of them open at any one time. So we're good. We're almost back to the normal color. Oh, that rocks. Okay, love it. And I'm gonna put this like off to the side in case I want it later because it's still wet and I can totally make a butterfly with that. Or what do you see in the ink splotch? Isn't that like a, I think it's a test of some sort. Like, what do you see in the splotch? Too funny. All right, let's see what we got. So I have this. And I have this. If you hear somebody yelling in the background, that's just my in-laws. They're taking out the trash barrels. Okay. It's so fun, isn't it? All right, so now I'm looking at my base color and wondering if I have the right color. So I'm just gonna slide this underneath. And I think I'd like to see it with the blue. So let's see what it looks like on blue. Or maybe it just needs a blue layer. I don't know, what do you guys think? So tell me, I'm gonna open this up. Tell me if I should make the blue the base or if I should just make it a layer behind the white. And I'll get that open. Hey Bonnie, good to see you, my friend. It was great to see you last night. Every Monday night we have a group of people that get together and we just kind of shoot the breeze and craft, and some people just come in and hang out, but we Zoom every Monday with our crafty friends. Okay, layer. I heard you guys. Cool. I love it when you tell me what to do. I'm all about it. Kathy, I miss you dearly, and I can't wait for club to start back up in person. Just saying, I can't wait to get to see all of my friends. My mom is getting her first shot. She lives in elderly housing. She's getting her first vaccine shot on January 26th. So for the rest of us, there's hope. So I'm very excited about all that. Okay, so I am at 5 1/8. What's that? Measure twice, cut once. And I'm gonna go 3 7/8. This is gonna make a layer for our designer paper like you guys told me to. Maybe we'll make another layer for the white. That was 4 by 3 3/4, but let's make a skinny layer for that one too. So 4 1/8 by 2 7/8. I swear I've done measurements before. I can do hard things. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Like, I'm so happy for you because you get to get the shot. And by the way, thank you if you are, because I know that it's nerves. I just grabbed the first adhesive in my drawer. I'm still using some of the old ones up. Someone, one of my customers asked me this week about fast fuse refills because she still has a bunch of refills, but she lost the dispenser. And the fast fuse refills fit the new dispenser. So if you still have a bunch of refills, you can fill them in the new dispenser if you don't have it, which is kind of nice. I think this needs some ribbon too. So we got this on a layer, and then we did this on a layer. And we definitely need some ribbon. So I'll either grab, I don't know, maybe some linen twine, or I don't know, I'll see what I have when I get over there. There's this. I wish we had white baker's twine still, because that would be perfect. Wow, that's pretty. So I found some white, and Native Navy. All right, here's what I got that matched. I have Native Navy, and then I have the denim, which doesn't really match, so we'll put that off to the side. The denim doesn't match. The Native Navy matches. I have white, which matches perfectly, and then I also have this, what do you call it, Misty Moonlight. It's not a perfect match, but it would work, I think. So what do you guys think? Tell me which one to use. We have white in the Snarl Bit set. Really? Let me take a peek, because you know what? Bonnie, you know I can't help myself, and the reason that I have a demo ID is that I order everything. So, ha! Booyah! Thanks, Bonnie. All right, so we have snailed it, by the way, Bonnie. So do we want to use the twine or the baker's twine, or do we want to use the white or the navy? Oh my God. Twine, white, or navy? That's so funny. Can you color on the white with markers? You can. I would be limited to the amount of time to let it dry, so I'd want to get like the right color blends if I did that. The white, the navy, the twine. The white, the navy, the twine. Navy, navy, navy. Oh, all right. The navies have spoken. All right, I'll get this other stuff out of the way. That's so fun. Now, I like to do this with thinner ribbon, and I call it a Z. So if you've taken classes with me, you've probably seen it. So I make a Z underneath my panel. So I'm gonna go this way, I'm gonna come out the side, I'm gonna go this way, stick it to the adhesive, come out the side, I'm gonna go over here, and I have no scissors. Ta-da! This is me racing across. So I got, it's not really a Z, it might be an N, a backwards N. That's funny. Not applicable. But Oh, I didn't make the swoop big enough. Swoop, there it is. So I'm gonna just continue it there because I didn't make it big enough, no big deal. And I don't know if it's dry yet. Like when you put that much Wink of Stella on something, I mean, it's intended to paint and it doesn't usually come off, but when you put that much, it really does take a while to dry. So I'm gonna need a little bit more to make it look like it's coming off the edge. No big deal, we'll just connect it. I'm gonna make two sides equal to kind of get a nice frame on it. Keep my fingers out of the Wink of Stella because it's a little bit wet still. All right, so we got the blue layer instead of a blue base. And then I have thick basic white as my base here. And I'm breathing a sigh of relief with the basic white products because they did a really good job with a replacement on the fly like that. Wow, that's pretty. What do you think? Pretty stunning. All right, so we still have that other piece that I flung. Let's take a look. That one was darker, right? And I liked the flick on this too. I actually like the splatter on this one more. Which is kind of funny. And I have this piece. So we could potentially make this into a card base because that's what we do at Leftovers. Let's see, 5.5. Oh, did you know on this paper cutter, when you have the arm closed, some of the measurements on this side of your cutter disappear. Right? So that could get frustrating too. What you should know is if you have the Stampin' Up! Cutter, this is the 5.5 mark. And it's a line and it goes all the way up because this paper cutter was made for card makers. I don't know if you know that. If you do, just say, I knew that, Selene. Because that's what my teenager would say. Mom, I knew that. But I have to repeat stuff because I'm old and otherwise I'd forget. That's how I get out of stuff like that. Just joking. Anyway. Yeah, I called demo support today and I was telling them something about where they manufacture the ink pads and how I saw how they're manufactured. Actually, underneath here, there's adhesive, and they go all the way around, and then they make an X mark, and then they put the wet pad on top of the adhesive, and then the adhesive dries to the ink pad. And I said, oh, I remember that because I'm old, and I went to the factory where they make them. And then I'm like, I'm actually not old. But I'm coming up on 15 years with Stampin' Up, so maybe I am. It's too funny. You know, I was like, wow, I can't believe I've been around for 15 years. This is crazy. And my anniversary is St. Patrick's Day. So hopefully by then we'll all be vaxxed up and I can throw a big party. Wouldn't that be fun? 15 and alive. So I just cut this down to 2 and I'm not really sure if I didn't cut it the full length I wanted. All right, so that's all right. I'm gonna go, I want this 4 1/4 to reach all the way edge to edge on the front of my card, just because I thought it would be a cute layer. And I can use those other pieces in something else. I can't believe I'm like dicing this paper like it's nothing. This was free with a $100 order. Crazy. Living on the edge. Okay, so here we go. So just a piece across the middle for this, and that's pretty, but how about a banner punch? Hey Jean, good to see you, girlfriend. I didn't see you sneak in. Let's see. All right, so we got corner to corner. I'm using the back of the punch because I don't want to waste any of this, and I really want it to go over to the edge of my paper from the edge. I don't want it to cut any of the length off. Well, maybe I do. Who knows? I keep moving it down further and further. That's what we do in crafting. We just move stuff up. Okay, so I love this, but now I think it needs another color. What do you guys think of Night of Navy? Hey, Sharon. Good to see you, girlfriend. Oh. Sharon, I was just telling them that I'm going to be 15 years doing this in March. I've probably known you for all those years, Sharon. The friendships that I have made as a result of this little stamping business. Ah, I grabbed the wrong color. That's special. Gratitude doesn't really cover it. One of the best things about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator over the years is the friendships. By far, hands down. Okay, so this is still 4 by 2 3/4. I just have to measure twice because that's how I roll. So I'm going to go 4 1/4 on this one. By 3, just to see what a thicker border is going to look like. So I just went up by 1/4 inch. It has been a great time. It's been a better time because I have friends like you. And that's the God's honest truth. Like, I don't know what I would do without my Stampin' Up! Friends. How about if we put this bad boy right in the middle? And then we put the banner going over. No, because then it's funny there. It really does need to be kind of cornered, doesn't it? All right. We're going to send it to its room. It's grounded. Oh, look what just happened. Should I do that? No. I like the other side better. Hey, Suzanne. Good to see you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And I'm here every Tuesday, 3 o'clock-ish, if I don't get tied up with customer service on the telephone. My gosh. I won't mention the company, but they were making me insane. My husband was laughing at me. And then commiserated with me as soon as I hung up. Like, do they take drugs? And then there's your clue. They may take drugs because of the type of company that they are. But whatever. Good thing that we don't give service like that. Oh my goodness. Here we go. This is so pretty. I think I want to come out there and there we go. It needs something. Talk to me. What do you guys think it needs? Just shout it out when you know it. I'll wait. I know that there's a delay. Does it need ribbon? Maybe rhinestones? I'll grab the butter box. Opal embellishments. Darn it. I think you got me. That's over in the other box. I have so many things in the butter box. Let's see. Oh, there's these. Have you guys seen these? So these are in the main catalog, right? And when you have them on the sheet, they don't, these things, the white ones, they don't look like anything. And then when you put them in a dark color like this, oh my goodness, ready? We could sprinkle them or we could put them up in the corner. I think I want to put them up in the corner just because there's so much going on. But look, watch the white. Oh. On the transfer sheet, I was like, I don't know if I like those. You put these on like a darker color and they change, man. Now who sounds like they're on drugs? You changed. Isn't that awesome? And you could sprinkle these on. What is a butter box? It's my embellishment box. I think it was Paula Deen. But all of my open embellishments go in this box. And when I'm looking for something for a project, I go here first to make sure that I'm not cutting into a new package of something just to get like 1 or 2 of something. It's funny. That's my butter box. But we could sprinkle a few on. It's just so pretty. Maybe a bit of that white ribbon. Let's tie a bow live, especially with this stuff, because this has a tendency to get staticky because of the material. But why not? We can tie a bow on the fly. So loop, swoop, and pull like you tie your shoes, right? True story, I tried to teach my daughter for 6 months how to tie her shoes when she was little. And we were on our way to camping one time and exacerbated after saying, look, I don't know what to tell you. I can't, you're obviously not going to be able to do it with me. Go on YouTube. And in 30 seconds, she learned how to tie her shoes by watching YouTube because she couldn't listen to mom. There's your lesson of the day. Nobody listens to mom. Too funny. All right, so here we go. I got a little bow. I need glue dots. Yeah, I like the butter box idea. It just kind of, it keeps everything put together, and I don't have to open new things all the time because everything that I have is in one spot. It makes it kind of easy for me. All right, so we got a little bit of bling. Actually, I hate it there. Nothing like being honest. I love bows though, so I don't know why I don't like it coming off the stem. Maybe because bows don't grow off blueberry plants. That's my story and I'm sticking to it, whatever. It's funny. All right, we got 2 cards out of this. What do you guys think? So far, this was just 1 sheet of paper. Can you imagine what would happen if we kept going with this bundle? So beautiful. So that's the second card, and here's the first one. So pretty. Oh, and I told you that stuff sticks to everything. All right, guys. I think that's a wrap. Unless you guys want to keep going. Was there a different pattern that you liked? Because if you do, you know I'll cut it. You just got to tell me what to do. We had this one that had 9,000 colors. And I have to say I'm pretty partial to grapes because they make wine. Bonnie, I know I just made you laugh out loud. Because after 9 o'clock on Mondays, that's what we do. The blackberry, huh? All right. I'll have another go. Sure. Do we want to use the same sketch? Did we like that one, or do we want to use a different sketch? Let's try something different. I was working with Blackberry earlier on those swap cards that I'm working on. We have, you guys remember that chick set from Bration? It was a bunch of years ago, but they're bringing it back, and I'm making a swap with both of the sets. So this comes from the old set. It was like an egg with just feet. And then the new set has the chick out of the box. And this was actually my daughter Alexis's idea. I'd like to see the strawberry cut with a punch. Okay, so that's a completely different bundle. So we'll get there. But yeah, so yeah, I thought, you remember we used to do the horse galloping thing, and you'd stamp the horse and then you'd stamp it, and it would make it look like the horse ran into the picture. So that's what I was trying to do here. I hope that they love it anyway. So yeah, and and I was telling my husband that this image here, this is in the catalog now, the January through June catalog, that this one is how I feel after putting on a few pounds, with the COVID thing, because we've been home since March, and it's the chicken, and his feet are up here. I was like, yep, that's me. That's how I feel. And, you know, it's funny. You can lose half your body weight and then put on a few pounds and feel like that. But that's how I feel. Anyway, let's cut into this guy. It's so funny. And you know, I have this leftover card base over here that's poking me in the eye from across the room. So we have that. And we have this. How about if we take, I know. How about if we do the layout we did last, like a couple weeks ago, and we'll just kind of go rogue across the card front, because we've been at this for a while. So this is just a 2-inch strip. So pretty. And the piece that I just let go went flying across the room, so it's over there somewhere. And this is just a card base. Ready? We'll just do this. Seems like a good way to start a project, yeah? Why not? Maybe if I can find the strawberry punch, I could cut a strawberry out of that, even though it's a blackberry. But we'll hold on to these scraps because we could use them for accents on our card. Or a birthday hat for a donkey. Let's see. Okay. So that's an easy way to put, like, let's say you have just, you cut some paper for designer paper or whatever for a project and you have a strip left over. That's an easy way to make a background for a card without too much stress. Okay. So we did 2 3/4 on the last card. How about if we'll go 3.5 by 2.5 on this. So this one's a little smaller. Oh, where'd the set go? Wow, everything is buried on my table. This is fun. Okay, there's the blackberries. And I got a couple of blocks over here. You should see my table. Oh my God. So funny. Oh, I found the strawberry punch though. There it is. So we're getting closer to that, Deb. Hang in with me. All right, so how about Blackberry Bliss? Of course, it's on the bottom of the pile. I want to say we should use a lighter purple to start with, but we'll just try it out. How about if we try it out on a scrap paper first? We'll stamp off. So when you go to stamp an image, you get 3 colors out of every time you stamp. What I mean by that is I'm going to ink up once and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So this is already set up. This is one of those distinctive stamps, which is good to know. It's already set up to have some variance in the color. So when you go to put the top on, depending on 1, 2, 3. I kind of like the way it pops when you stamp off once. You with me? So knowing that, I'll keep a piece of scrap paper. Here, let me just pull one out. And then, now I'm wondering, do the leaves marry up? I want to go back to the catalog again because they did a good job kind of guiding me on those blueberry stems. I'm thinking that these might go with the blackberries somehow. or maybe it's this thing, the babies. That kind of looks right. Good thing I pulled a lot of blocks out. All right, here we go. So we know what we're doing with the Blackberry. And now we've got, hey Janelle, good to see you, girlfriend. By the way, thank you everybody for supporting my small business. I'm telling you, it's been a good month so far, and I'm very grateful that I can help you forget about life for a couple of minutes here and, you know, at the classes that we've been doing online. I know it's not the same. I appreciate everybody who's hanging in while while we get through this together, but I'm very grateful. That's pretty darn cool. Okay, so that worked out okay. And again, I used Granny Apple Green and Garden Green for that, just so that you have a visual on that. And then I'm gonna stamp off once on the inside berry, the thing that colors it in. Oh, and look, it's like paint by numbers right there. Whoop, whoop. And then I did go over a little bit, but I think it's pretty cool looking. Okay, I love it. Oh my God, that's cool. All right, should we do another one? Berries shouldn't be alone. I think there's a new law coming. Rule of 3, maybe? Oh, I want to make the stem longer. I'm gonna have to mask, I think. All right, so we're gonna need to do a couple of things here. So this stem sort of ends in the middle of the air, and you might wonder how to fix that, because I mean, it would be nice if berries just came out of thin air, but we're gonna draw some in. So I want to show you how to do that. I'm gonna grab a garden green marker. Or, you know, the other thing we could do to finish that up is we could grab a blending brush and make a soft background so that it's coming off the side. So let's try, we'll do a little bit of both. So here we go. Coming in for the grapes. I know they're blackberries, but humor me. I like grapes. All right, guys, here we go. So as soon as I'm done with these blackberry grapes, I couldn't help myself. I'll go get a marker, and I'm gonna grab my blending brushes. Oh, we do have some work to do, don't we? All right. Okay, so I could stamp some greenery up there. There's a whole bunch of ways to fix this, but what I did was I grabbed the platform from my, yeah, exactly. I could put leaves up there. There's a whole bunch of ways to do it, but people have been asking me about blending brushes. You can see I've already used this brush, and then I ran it through the sink, and it came clean. So it's a little bit stained, and you can see that there's been color on it, but I just threw it under the sink and it washes up because I've been using it with the classic stamping pads, and these are all water-based. So that just rinses out when I'm done, and lay it on a paper towel face up and let it dry. So have you ever messed up a stamp and you're missing just a little bit of the image and it stresses you out and you don't know how to fix it? Well, if this were that kind of stamp, we could fix it. And this is what I do in person when someone messes up a stamp and they feel like that they've wrecked their card, and I'm like, do you mind if I see it for a minute? Can I show you a trick? So what I do is I take the skinny end of a classic Stampin' Right marker and I don't draw it in. Because if you draw it in, it's going to look like you drew and you're going to see the lines and the marks, right? What we want is we want to make it look like we stamped it. So we're going to take it and make dots. I hope you can see this because it might be funny because of the angle, and I might be blocking it with my hand. But all I'm doing is I'm making dots. So I'm trying to keep my hand out of the way so you can see that I'm just kind of sort of dot, 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 dot. So I'm not drawing. I am making dots. And do you see how I connected the image here? So if you are like stamping along and the side of something doesn't come out right and you want to make an image, and you'll see, my mom, when we were little, we're Irish. She's from Ireland. She's still an Irish citizen. And she used to always joke that she would have a suntan when her freckles connected. That's essentially what this technique is. And it is mine. When my freckles connect is when the line looks like you stamped it, as opposed to if I drew it in and you got these like streaky lines. Dotting it means that it looks like a stamped image. And we can still add some color back there to make it look like it came off a vine, and we will, but I want to finish my lines first. But all I'm doing is I'm dotting. I am not drawing. And then when my freckles connect, everything will be fine. Look. I can draw a line this way, just dot, 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 nothing fancy, right? Well, and it's nice, especially in an in-person class, because people really think that their project is lost, and you're like sitting down and you fix it, and they're like, how did you do that? What? And it's not that big a deal. Like, anybody could do this. And you don't even have to make it like perfect. Okay, so let's pretend it looks good. I don't want to keep you all day. I've seen blending brushes a lot of different ways, but I prefer to have it on a non-porous surface. So you might have one of those self-healing mats, a workstation. I'm gonna go into my blending brush here, right into, ooh, look, I had gold foil on this. How do I know? It's in my ink pad. Ooh, don't do this at home, kids. It's fine. I thought this was the other one. It's fine. So now I'm gonna stamp off, and normally you would do it on a scrap paper, but I'm gonna do it on here. And then I am not wasting any of that ink because I'm gonna come back in and use it again when I wanna pick up. So I can start there, and I can get down right in where those blackberries are. So instead of going back into the ink pad again, booyah, I am using the ink that I have, and all I have to do is rinse off my Stamparatus, and I'm good to go. And I'm with Bonnie. I think I'd like to see a leaf on there too. So, do I want to use the same leaf? No, I want to use strawberry leaves. Let's see. I think, I don't know, maybe that one? Oh, this is fun. So this is from the catalog. I just want to get a little bit of greenery in there. But you know what? The greenery from the... I'm like Sybil. I can't make up my mind here. I lost my stamp set. Well, that's special. I got it. There we go. I'm pretty psyched my green ink pad is glimmery. Just saying. You would think I'd run out of blocks by now, but nope, I did good. That's funny, Mary. Yep. It's a good tip, and it's a good way to kind of fill stuff in, and you're not even able to see that I'm stamping because of the... Oh, no, you can. Okay. I'm going to need another... We'll go this way. And now we'll go back to the garden green with sparkles. Ah, the garden green has freckles, so we're getting ready for an early St. Patrick's Day. That's what it is. That's the ticket. Too funny. Oh yeah, that's money. Look at that. So now you can't even tell we drew the lines, but you got to see the tip, and that was the most important part. Yowzer. I'm loving that. Okay, and I'm also loving the original sentiment that we used, so I'm going back to that. And I'm going to get rid of this because it has ink all over it. I'll step on that later like a banana peel. Because I ran out of room on the table, I am now putting things on the floor. You're welcome. And I did get a little finger smudge on the side of my white. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a sand eraser, but I'm going to grab mine because I think it's essential. I have these in the studio if you guys get stuck. I know we don't sell them, but we need them. And what it does is it's made out of sand, and it sands off just a little bit of the top layer of paper. So if you get your inky fingers on something like I just did, it helps you make it all better. And I really love the softness of this corner up top. So even though this is dried just a little bit, I think I want to come in and finish it with, and I'm leaving the middle white, but I like that little soft layer around it. What do you guys think? I don't even think it matches my paper anymore. Yeah, I don't like the background. All right. So we'll change gears again, you know. Is this garden green? It is. I like garden green. Yeah, look at that. See? It wasn't purple. It needed garden green. And then we could maybe cut a blackberry layer. I'm going to put this away because you know if I don't, my arm will be in it. And it would be awesome if I could find the cover for the re-inker. What about that leftover designer paper? It's still pretty back there. I just didn't like it with the purple that I picked. All right, let's see. We have this. I don't know. And we have this. We could do this. We could overlap it in the middle. This is the piece that we just cut open. Nobody's gonna know if you don't paint behind the toilet. Let's see if it looks good. No, you know what? It's funny. The blackberry on this is not pulling the right color out of that paper. So I don't love it. All right. So we'll pitch it. I'm gonna get some blackberry paper. And what do you know? I was working with that blackberry ribbon from the ice cream stuff on my swap cards earlier. And I do like the bow there. Let's see. Digging for blackberry. It would be so easy if there was an open pack, but there's not. I used every shred that I had open on my swaps. So I'm opening a new package. Here is the same purple. Ooh, an embossed layer. That's a good idea. Rich raspberry. So you don't like the blackberry? Because I didn't use raspberry in the ink at all. So that's the blackberry. All right, so let's cut a layer. How about if we make this a smaller layer, like normal than, like a little smaller than normal. So we'll go, how about if we go 4 3/4 instead of 5? And it's so funny that you asked for embossing because there's a whole bunch of stuff right in front of my Big Boss. So it's gonna take me like a few seconds to get to it, but I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna emboss this. I think I want the subtle embossing folder. So, or I don't know, maybe something that looks like berries. Give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. That's a Mary Jo line. Shit. Huh. No. Yep, subtle. Found it. All right, we're running this through. 1 second. So funny. Something's going on. All right, hang on. Sorry, I might have the wrong sandwich because it's thick. Something's going on. I don't want to break anything. I'm not doing something right. Okay. My, interesting. So my subtle embossing folder seems thicker than the new 3D folders. I have one of the older ones, and so when I was running it through with my 3D plate, it made the sandwich too tight. So I just ran this through, and it's one of those thick ones, the ones that feel really thick, and I actually had to use a regular cutting plate to get it to go and not break it. So yay for me, I didn't break it. But that's good to remember if you guys are, if you get the new Big Boss and you have one of those, it's like, you can feel the difference. It's not a 3D folder, it's the old 3D folders, and they just, it felt really thick. I'm glad I stopped. So, five by 3 3/4 is the next layer down. So this is going to leave kind of a big border, different to what I usually make. How pretty. It keeps changing, doesn't it? That white in the middle is so pretty. Okay. And then there's our focal point. You know, I think I want to like leave it right in the middle like that. It's stunning. And it really doesn't need much. Okay. Isn't it fun when stuff just comes together like that? Yeah, no, on the real thick ones, you just use a regular cutting pad, which is good to know, instead of using the 3D. But the new 3Ds are designed to use with that. I want to get the side with that has a little bit more detail. And I know it's so subtle, it doesn't pick it up as well, but there is a side that came out more etched. Beautiful. Do I need another layer? You guys tell me. I know it's going to take a minute to catch up, so I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. hard to know. And I know that you guys are probably waiting afterwards because there's a delay on the comments. So I'm just waiting to see what you have to say. Pretty, love it, pretty, pretty. Does it need another layer? Good to go. Stick it down. Call it a day. What about that white, like what if we did, I know, isn't that awful? It's an addiction when you don't know when to stop, isn't it? It's so funny. I'm gonna put a little adhesive back here. And why don't we take a look what it might look like if we put a Z. It's a technical term, isn't it? 1, 2, you tell me, and I can always take it off. No, well, it's not there yet. Ugh. Looks like instead of a Z, it looks like a poof ball. Well, so that's what made me come up with the Z. If you do this technique and it kind of gets messy, it doesn't look as nice as if it's in a Z on the back of the card. That's why I started calling it the Z. Yeah, I don't love it. We could always put a bow on top. That needs to move. Because of the measurements, it's hard to get it centered, but we'll be patient with it because that's where it really makes it look sharp. Maybe we'll put something on the top. I missed baker's twine. Bonnie, you're my hero. Thank you for telling me it was in there. Oh, the other bow I already made, it fell. It fell on the floor. Oh yeah, that's the one. Yep. Kathy, bing, bing, bing. Thank you. All right. So that's money. And actually, it's funny. Usually when you make when you get to the end of the ribbon roll and it comes off the roll, it's usually attached to tape, and this one wasn't. It was kind of bent over on itself, and that's how it came off the end of the ribbon roll. So I'll give it a trim, but oh my gosh, it's so pretty. We could put the have you ever layered a bow? We could make this one tiny and layer it on. Let's see what it looks like. I like little tiny bows when they're done. I need to grab my bow maker if I'm going to get it right tiny. I have bow makers too. My friend makes them, and I just kind of put them in class packets for what I got them for if anybody gets stuck. It's nice to have a bow maker. Ooh, I kind of, well, no. Is it too busy? Double bow or single bow? I'm waiting for the video to catch up. I'm waiting. Sorry about the drag. While I'm waiting for you guys, I'm gonna pull out something out of the butter box. Hey, look, pearls. That would be pretty on this. Single, single, single. Thank you. We'll lose that. And then, how about like some sprinkles? 1, 2. Oh, that's a big one. I wanted a medium one. 2. Just kind of layered on, you know. And then the baby. Maybe move it down a little. Come on. Oh, that one's on there. It's always fun in games until you put the last embellishment on and it leaves a glue dot residue. That's what you need the rubber erasers for. I have one and I just don't feel like getting up now. I'll make it work, and we'll put another one and I'll get rid of that. That's better. So we'll pretend that's not there. Here, let me put my finger there. What do you think? Exactly. So pretty. Alrighty. So we did a lot. That was fun. All right, let me flip. Wow. Okay, so we made one. Very pretty, huh? And then we have the other two that I buried. Ah, they're over here. So we did 3 this week on the fly, and honest to God, I had no idea. I haven't even cut the paper until I saw you guys. What do you think? Whoop, whoop. I love it. You guys are the best. I love creating with you every week. I love that you guys help each other out while we're all on the, you know, it's a way to kind of be together and we're not together. If you like the idea of crafting together, get your projects ready. Come see us on a Monday night and then you can talk back. I don't talk as much on Mondays. I have to gear up, wind up to talk on Tuesday. So anyway, thanks for telling me what to do. And I'll see you again next week. Much love to you all. And by the way, thanks for supporting my little business and for helping me be me, because without you, I couldn't be me. So thanks.